When virtually the entire establishment media pigpiles on Trump, it's generally a good time to take a much closer look. Like I said, if everybody is following the same story, yeah, it could be a true story. But if it's fishy and everybody's reporting the same thing, I mean, again, you got to question everything. You got to question it. If there's any holes, question it, and then, settle on whatever seems most comfortable. Certainly don't take things at face value, because the big secrets are hiding in plain sight. It's the incredulity, the public incredulity, like McLuhan says, Marshall McLuhan. The public incredulity keeps things secret. If you can't believe that something could be, that puts you at a disadvantage to the system. They can manipulate your opinion any way they want if they believe you'll trust them. And trust that things are going to be as described on the cover of the book. Yeah, so this was kind of strange. When people were talking about North Korea, we were going into North Korea to sit down with Kim Jong-un. Chairman Kim, President Trump was going to speak with him back in July of 2018. And I say, to my fellow Americans, please keep cheering on any possible setbacks to peace talks in North Korea. The nihilists among us appreciate your support. And then I actually, for once in a very long time, I actually gave a sarcasm tag so people would understand that I was being satirical. Because I was saying, just because you don't like this president, and that's totally fine. If you don't like President Trump, that's your opinion, man. Ladies and gentlemen, take your opinion, enjoy it, love it. It's great. But I think it is a little bit nihilistic, accelerationistic, even, when we say, well, I kind of want the economy to fail. I want us to go into, like Bill Maher says, I want us to go into a recession because it's Trump. I don't want Trump to win. So let's have war with North Korea. Let's have problems with Russia and Iran because I don't want Trump to be the one to take the victory. Because if he takes the victory, Orange Man might win the next election. And I go, look, if you want to vote for somebody else, go be my guest. I'm not sure who I'm voting for yet. I really hope that Tulsi Gabbard makes it in the Democratic primary. But again, I don't have any sort of illusion that that's going to happen. But again, I might. I'm in a blue state. Like, I have the most freedom probably of almost anybody out there because, my state's going blue. I can vote Green Party, Rainbow, Libertarian. I can vote for Trump. I can vote for the Democrat. I can vote myself in. It won't make a difference. It's like one of the bluest states out there. But in general, I don't like that some people are willing to root for the enemy because they don't want their political side here in this country to lose. They're willing to root against their own country, against their own, best interest, against the best interest of their fellow Americans, because they don't want this one politician to get a win. I mean, this is how 3D chess and 4D chess work. Like, this is how Trump and others, persuasion experts, some people call them wizards, others call them persuaders, whatever it might be. These people that are able to sort of manipulate the media, manipulate people, just by taking the opposite position. If Trump takes a position on something, he expects his opposition to take the opposite position automatically. If you fall into that pattern of always taking a predictable behavior, yeah, you're easier to move around the 3D chess, the 4D chessboard. He just has to wait a little while, 4D chess, time to move. I mean, I want everybody to play well at this whole post-truth political game that we talk about. So, yeah, always siding. That's why I say, I don't always agree with President Trump. Obviously, I like him. I do support him, as I have supported every sitting president since I was of the age of reason. And I do appreciate a lot that President Trump has done, but he's also made a lot of mistakes. I mean, he's talking about some things right now with the gun debate, talking about red flag laws, talking about violent video games, talking about the bump stocks. That was a mistake, in my purview. So I don't like the way that our, background checks, I think that there could be maybe something done. I don't really support it. Although at the same time, I do see the utility of making sure that the mentally ill don't have weapons. But again, when you're talking about creating a list of people that can't have one of their constitutional rights, as soon as you start that conversation, you're kind of in dicey water as it is. But it's like the no-fly list as well. It's like this arbitrary list. They can say, well, it can, I don't mean to say it's a slippery slope, but it can be a slippery slope. Okay? Until the inertia will keep on going until there's a counterforce, and that's when the slippery slope ends. That's the fallacy of the slippery slope. And now I've said slippery slope 4 or 5 times, so you get the point. There was a slippery slope to me saying slippery slope, that I would say it again. So, in laws, of course, it's really hard in the world of lawmaking. It's hard to take back a ban. It's hard to take back a major legislative change, as I discuss in another video that I uploaded about centralizing government. But, like I said, Trump has not always done the right thing. And so I like to be meritocratic. I like to give credit where it's due and give criticism where warranted. Make sure that when they do an A/B test, they find out either A or B, which one is the way to go. Otherwise, if I'm always using reverse meritocracy, if I'm never giving credit where it's due and always giving negative or always giving positive, well, that kind of feedback is useless. It actually holds the person back from improving their process. So it becomes a little bit closer to idiocracy when you're not giving credit where it's due. You're just giving people that you like all the credit and people that you don't like all of this derision. And that's going to lead us right to clown world.